Hey everybody, it's me, Jackie, and I'm back again with another interview with Jan. Jan is a fellow support group leader, and she's going to share her story with us. So go ahead, Jan, and tell us your story.
Right. Well, like you, I am an alpha 1 antitrypsin deficiency person that was diagnosed in 2013 as a double Z. 2 years prior to that, I had been sick, and my pulmonologist diagnosed me with bronchiectasis, gave me the airway clearance device. I started using that, and it helped some. I had a couple of summers that I was real sick, a lot of coughing up things. He retired, and I had a new pulmonologist, my second. And when I told him my family history, my sister died at 2.5 from liver complications.
Goodness.
So he said, maybe we should test you for this little known, very rare disease called alpha 1 antitrypsin deficiency. I've tested numerous patients, but nobody has ever had it. So you probably don't have it, but we'll test anyway. So the test came back and I had it. I was his first patient and I got hooked up with Alpha One, the foundation, Alpha Net. I had my coordinator. I started infusions right away, which I'm everybody asks me, do you feel a lot better when you finish your infusion? No, I don't feel any different. But I know in the long run, it's keeping me alive a lot longer than if I wouldn't be doing it. So I started those right away in 2013. I had been quite active as a child, as a young adult, did step aerobics, I did hiking, we had kids, we went camping. And then probably about 2010 or 2011 is when I noticed it's harder to do things. Breathing is harder. I'm coughing more. So it was nice to get an answer to why. Maybe it wasn't the answer
Right,
I wanted,
right, right.
but
But you had
there
an
was
answer.
yes, there was a reason for it. So I started infusions first at the hospital, at the infusion center. That was when my medication came in powder and liquid form, and it had to be mixed. So it just seemed like it took forever to get the whole process done there. Then I went to a home health nurse. I was still working, so I had private insurance, so it covered that. And she came to my home. And then I decided I wanted to do my own infusions. I wanted a little more freedom because my husband and I, like to travel, go camping. And now that we're both retired, we go for 2 months.
Nice.
And trying to find an infusion center, a home health nurse, I knew would be a struggle. So that has worked very well for me. I've been doing that now probably 6 years.
That's awesome. That's good. It's fun. It's nice to find out. And I know quite a few people that infuse at home. And I think when people find out that that's something that they could possibly do, I think it helps a lot. Yeah.
It does. It gives you just a lot more freedom, and you're at home doing it. During COVID, when everybody was so
Oh,
sick and worried about going out, I could do it at home.
that was nice.
Medicine
And you
is
didn't have to
delivered
worry
to
about
me.
somebody coming in your home that's been around other people. So I bet you that was nice.
Right. Nurses are always around sick people. My
Right.
goal has always been stay out of the emergency room, stay out of the hospital. And I've been pretty good about doing that, except, I guess 5 years ago, I went in with pneumonia. And then, just this last December, I had pneumonia. Hadn't had it in 5 years.
Wow. It's
So
good.
that works well. I am a support group leader in Southern California with another gentleman, Bill Libby, and we've been doing this together now for probably 5 years.
Nice. Nice. I
When
love Bill.
COVID, when COVID hit, everything kind of went down. And if you ever had anybody that showed up for support group meetings, nobody was doing it.
Right.
So that has worked out well for us. He's in San Diego. I'm in Palm Springs in the desert.
How far is that from San Diego?
Yeah, mileage wise, not far. Time wise, it could be, 2.5, 3 hours. So doing it on Zoom is how we initially did it for quite a few years. And that worked well because people could do it if they were in San Diego, if they were in Arrowhead, Big Bear. I know these cities probably don't mean much to you, but
I know some of them. I have a cousin that lives cousin and a friend that lives out in California, so a few, and a few alpha buddies out there, so
Right. So
some of
it's
them
worked
sound
well.
familiar.
We've tried
Yeah,
to start doing some in person, and it's been okay. It's been a hit and a miss. We try and kind of find a common spot between San Diego, LA, and me, which tends to be the Riverside area. And there's a Grifols, oh, what is it called? Plasma Donation Center there. So
yeah,
they have been very kind to allow us to use one of their rooms
nice.
for meetings. Yes, because having to pay for a meeting room is not good.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. And then the foundation, of course, will buy lunch. So our last couple of meetings have been maybe 7 or 8 people, which for us isn't bad. I have noticed a definite decline in my health, my breathing in the last probably 3 or 4 years. I went
Sorry
on
to hear.
Yeah, well, that's the nature of the beast.
Right,
I
darn it.
I went on oxygen at night quite a few years ago because they did a overnight oximetry test, and they found that at one point my oxygen level went low enough that they felt I should be on oxygen. And I had been waking up with headaches every morning. That's what woke me up, and I couldn't figure out why. Why
Right.
am I waking up with a headache? Well, that's why, because my oxygen had dropped.
Yeah, I remember those headaches.
Yes. Yeah, they're not fun. So I do the oxygen every night. I now have a portable oxygen concentrator, which is nice. And my husband is my caregiver, and he is very adept at, do you need your oxygen now? He can
Yes,
tell.
I hear you.
The
My
breathing
husband's the
gets,
same way all the time. "Are you sure? Are you
yeah.
okay?"
Yeah.
We're
Do we need to
fortunate to
turn it
have
up?
those guys.
Yes. So I retired a couple years ago. Life is easier. I get up in the morning, and that's when I do the coughing for about 45 minutes, and it was just getting so tough to get up early enough to get through all the coughing and my vest, get ready for work, and then go in and work.
What did you do for work?
I was a teacher,
I bet you
and
missed that.
yes, well, yes and no.
Well, yeah,
It's very nice being retired. I worked in alternative ed, so I wasn't in a regular ed classroom. I wouldn't have been able to work as long if I was in a regular ed classroom.
yeah,
So I did alternative ed, and most of it was online anyway before it all started. So
that's
that
good.
worked well. I'd meet with a lot of my students online. They were homeschooled. But it just got to the point where my husband said, is this really worth all this effort and what you have to go through every day?
Right.
And we decided, no, it wasn't.
I agree. It's like, I remember when I was still working, like, I could still work, and I had people that would cover for me if I was sick, and my boss was so great, but you never knew, for them to you want to, be a dependable person, and like she said, "No, don't worry," but I was getting to the point where I couldn't, and, I remember that time of thinking of that, "Should
Yes.
I still be working? Should I put myself through," and it was like, I don't even know how to explain, even just walking from the parking lot, up to
Yes.
where I went in to go to the thing, I'd take a break in between, and at first actually, it was before I was on oxygen, but I probably should have been on oxygen then, just the doctor who first see me didn't put me on oxygen right away, but I probably needed it, but I would, like, take a break halfway through and be, like, looking at my phone or, like, do something where I'm looking at something or 'cause I was embarrassed that I had to stop
Yes.
that in between time,
And it
and then,
wasn't
okay.
very far to walk, probably.
Well, I did have a far way to walk, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't that far before I needed that break though too, so,
Yes.
yeah, that's a hard part is wanting to knowing when you need to.
Give in.
Right, and your full-time job needs to be taking care of yourself instead of, getting
Right.
work.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. And I was lucky. I was going to work until I was 70. And the last time I got sick, I got real sick. And it took me, well, a month and a half or more because I'm on IV antibiotics for the infection. And then that causes other problems down the road. Then you have to deal with those. So it can really stretch it out for weeks. And I just thought, I think I am ready to stop and
yeah,
enjoy my mornings.
great. So, you and your husband travel now, have you picked up any other new hobbies since retiring
Not
or
really,
since
well, kind of. I like to sew quilts.
nice.
So I was doing that before, so I'm still doing it somewhat now. And then there's a couple different places I do volunteer.
Oh,
Nothing heavy,
that's nice.
nothing big. One is Guide Dogs of the Desert, and I go out when they have brand new baby puppies and I hold them. It's a tough job.
That sounds so tough. I think I'd love to have that tough job.
It's great. And
I like
you don't have to ever worry about thinking, I want to bring one home because they're all designated for visually impaired. So you just go
perfect.
out, yep, you hold the puppies for 4 hours once a week, and
Oh,
it's great.
I love that. That's cool.
So I've been
That's a
able to do
fun
that.
hobby.
Yep. And they don't always have puppies. So it's not 12 months out of the year. They haven't had puppies now in 2 months. So it gives me a little break when I was sick. And so that has worked well. And then there's an organization called Ophelia that I volunteer with.
What's that about?
That is about mentoring young girls in 8th grade through 12th grade. It's a nationwide program. And that's only twice a month for about 5 months.
Well, that's interesting. Wow.
So I picked
So you keep
things,
them busy.
yes, somewhat, but not too much. I mean, I didn't want to go from a paid job to a full-time non-paid volunteer job. Just a little something to keep me going, and that's worked. That has worked well, and they both understand if I'm sick and can't do it.
That's nice. That's great. Well, I thank you so much for coming on and dealing with me. Like I said, getting back in the swing of things. That's what I'm trying to do now. But I'm trying to think. I usually have a certain question. I always ask people the same thing, but I just can't get over asking it because I think it's a good question. Is what advice would you give to any new alphas that are just being diagnosed and getting thrown out there? What advice would you give them?
That life will go on for a very, very, very long time. This is not a death sentence. This is not a you have to sit in your house and never go anywhere kind of diagnosis. We all have a very different outlook or problem with this with alpha 1. We're not all the same. We could put 20 of us, 50 of us in a room and we all have something different. Some have less struggles, some have more, but as long as you stay on top of your health, find a good doctor, pulmonologist, you'll do fine. And if they
Wonderful.
say start augmentation, do it.
Great advice. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you being with me this afternoon and
Sure.
um, troubleshooting stuff with me.
Yes. Well, it's great.
All right. Well, you take care, and I will be happy to see you in June, right? At the conference?
Yes. We're
Yay.
actually, we go for 2 months in the summer, Rick and I. So we're going to Oregon. So we'll be flying down from Oregon,
Oh, nice, nice. I want to
even
hear
though
more
it's
about that too when I see you, because that's what me and my husband would love to do is travel in the wintertime for about a month or so. So
sure.
I'd like to hear more about your stories then. So
Yep. Do
I
you
look
have
forward. Oh, go
a
ahead.
travel trailer?
No, we don't. I'd love to. I keep saying that's my dream. I told my husband I would love to live somewhere warm in the winter and then come back here to Illinois in the summer.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
my dream, but,
I know. Keep
someday
dreaming though. Keep
I
dreaming.
am. I won't give up that dream.
All right. Well, I
Well,
will
take
see you in
care. If
June.